Right now, when I click on this login button, nothing happens. It just logs to the console, the login password and username and everything. But eventually, it's going to need to make an HTTP request, and we'll need to have some sort of spinner here, right? So let's go ahead and create that spinner using Emotion. So the first thing that I'm going to need to do is make our spinner, which is going to be a styled component. But I want to use some sort of SVG icon, and we actually have a library of SVG icons, and we're going to grab the FA spinner from React Icons FA. And so I want to make a styled component out of this FA spinner component that renders an SVG. So I'm going to actually call styled this time and pass in the FA spinner, and then I'm going to call that with my CSS. So the CSS I want to specify has an animation, and we want to have a named animation, some keyframes here. That'll be spin, I guess, and then we'll have it be 1 second, linear, and infinite, so that it just spins forever. But this is the real trick. How am I going to define my keyframes for this animation? Well, this is actually built into Emotion as well. So I'm going to import keyframes from Emotion core, and now I can define my spin animation. So keyframes, and we'll say at 0%, the transform will be rotate at 0 degrees. And then at 100%, the transform will be rotate at 360 degrees. And then I can reference it just like this. Pretty natural, and all in JavaScript. And then here, let's bring this spinner down and export it. And then just for the fun of it, we'll add it right here, and we'll just stick it right next to our submit button so we can see what that looks like for right now. Hey, that looks kind of fun. Awesome. One other thing that we should probably do is we should probably give this a label. So we can say aria label loading, and that way when people see this in a screen reader, we'll take a look at the accessibility tab here. We'll see that is a loading spinner. Perfect. And we can actually make this the default. So let me just cut that out. We'll come over here to our spinner and we'll say, spinner, I want you to have default props. So if somebody doesn't provide an aria label, then this is what the value should be. So then we can come back here, pull up loading, and there it is, SVG root loading. In review, all that we did here was create this code right here. We needed to pull in keyframes from Emotion core so we could create our keyframe animation. We pulled in the FA spinner from React Icons FA to get that nice SVG, and we created a styled version of that SVG component. And then we specified the styles we wanted applied to it, which included the animation, where we could specify we wanted to use this set of keyframes, 1 second, linear, infinite, to make it spin forever. And then we set the default prompts for our aria label of loading so that screen readers know what to do with that SVG.